It's been a weird week this week, and I've been really looking forward to the Friday Space. This is fast becoming my therapy.
Yeah, you're not alone there, my friend. Tricky, how we doing, brother? Tricky is with us. He's just joining. There may be technical issues. I'm not quite sure. But in the meantime, hold on. We've got him. We've got him. You there, Tricky? Oh, I see the blue dot. We haven't got him. His thumbs up, though. Anyway, Jenny.
I'll do it. It's Tricky Buddha here from DeFi Space Donkeys.
That's the one. That's the one. But yeah, Jenny, welcome to the space. How are you doing this afternoon? Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, good evening for you. Again, whatever time zone everyone's in. Hello, and thank you so much for having Toigo and I on. And you got his name correct. You're actually one of the first to actually
No way. That's awesome.
say it out. Most people are like Toigo or like just cannot pronounce it, but you got it, Toigo.
That is awesome. You don't understand how happy that makes me because I'm quite well known for getting people's names wrong. So I'm definitely taking that as a big W.
That's awesome. Happy Friday. And Toigo, the musician, he is below. I think he's the listener. Toigo, come up.
Yeah, I've sent him an invite. I think he did jump up before to start with. I think he might have dropped that back down. I don't know if he was having any issues. But yeah, in the meantime, though, massive shout out to everyone that's joined. There'll be more joining soon, I'm very sure. And thank you to obviously the communities team. But Toigo is just come up on stage as well, which is awesome. Toigo, how are we doing, buddy?
Yo, how's it going?
How's it going? Thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for having us today.
The pleasure is all ours. Super excited for this. Just so you guys are aware, I know I've already told you, but this is a 2-hour space for both of you guys. So don't feel like there's a rush. You know, we've got enough time to really talk about you guys, the project, everything you guys do in Web3 and everything in between. And it's all about you guys, so don't worry about anything else. So yeah, thank you for joining us. And I'm super excited to learn about your journey in Web3.
Thank you. No pressure at all.
No pressure. We're all friends here. It's all good. No pressure
No,
at all.
I the first time I spoke with you, I got a good vibe, so that's why I was like totally in for a 2-hour chat. I think this is awesome. If it's different kind of communities that we haven't been a part of, this is great. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. That's awesome. And I'm super glad that you got a good vibe. I appreciate that. Tricky, you got your hand up, buddy. Shall we try again?
Welcome, hey, Tricky. Let's try this again. It's Tricky Buddha from DeFi Space Donkeys. Welcome, community of communities, to our Friday night space. It is another good week. We made it alive through the week, so get down there to that right bubble and reshare the room. Tag a couple friends. If you've already reshared the room, well, let's be honest, you haven't done it yet. Just go ahead and do it. So get down there. Make sure you're following all these legends in the room. And welcome, everyone. It's another great Friday.
It is. Cheers, Tricky. It sure is. And yeah, good shout. I always appreciate the retweets on the room. It helps massively. So yeah, that is definitely appreciated. So Jenny, we'll get things moving.
Yeah.
So your journey into Web3, but before that, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do?
I would love to. I'll just start with Toigo and I, like, honest to God, we've been grinding in this space for 3 years now, but it feels like a lifetime, kind of crazy. And like we had a somewhat larger team, and you know, some people threw in the towel. And I'll be honest, it crossed my mind too, but it's like events like this, the communities and meeting people. And like I'm seeing people on stage, like Maxwell below, like that's what keeps me going. And I'm so passionate about music and the blockchain. And so basically, it all started in 2002. It was like, I call myself a zennial, like the end of analog going to digital. And that was my early years. So I worked at a record label and I started interning as an A&R rep. And I loved it, but I moved on to marketing, then business development. And I ended up becoming head of digital, and I loved it, but majority of people at the time weren't ready. It was still like fighting against Pirate Bay, Napster. Like that was like the main focus at the time. So I then picked up and went to a management company where I did the digital marketing for some like A-list artists like Bryan Adams, Michael Bublé, and that was exciting. And it was still really based around working with like the gatekeepers of like Apple, all the DSPs. I saw that, but I mean, it goes beyond DSPs. Like revenue comes in through touring and merch. And I really just, it was just a negative vibe, like just arguing every day at the management company. And it just wasn't a space I wanted to be in. That was early on. But then 2020 came around and COVID hit. And I was like, okay. So, and I'd already heard about NFTs. And I know Kings of Leon did a drop, and I don't think it was very well received. Did anyone else know about that? And so at the time, I was like, okay, I'm kind of scared to do this with musicians, but let's try. So I brought it to our team's attention, and we weren't aligned at all. So off I went on my own, and thought I'd start my own company, but I still required like a ton of education about crypto and blockchain. I knew little, like most people. I'd say like 98% of people in 2000 knew nothing, did not know what blockchain was. And I'm speaking pretty much on my mom's and my family, because they're like, Jen, what are you doing? Like, this makes no sense. Like, yeah, I know. So anyhow, so then I actually ended up, I knew Toigo before COVID, because his music was brought to our management company, and I liked it. I was digging it. And then we reconnected in 2001, and I met my match. I met an artist, independent artist, who owns his music, creates its own music, and I was like, dude, let's do this. So that's kind of in a nutshell, quickly, like how I started and where it ended. And the funny thing is, I went to school for I got my degree in political science, and I somehow just got into the music world. So that's my quick little update on who I am. I'm a Vancouver lady who lives here, single mom, 2 kids, loving music, loving life.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that is incredible.
I know. I never know how
Yeah,
long I can speak. I'm like, is this too long? But
No
okay.
such thing, not in our faces. No such thing at all.
Like, can I tell you about my?
We'll let you go. We want to hear the whole story.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
we want to hear how you got here.
That's how I got here. Then one of my artists, Bryan Adams, he decided when I left the company, he was like, Jen, I still want you to put out my NFT, because he's super stoked, keen on doing this. And so we put together a plan. And I was working with a company called Lobus based out of New York. And the woman that runs it is Lori Hotz. So I was connected with her. She came from Christie's. So she's legit. And we put together this really wicked plan. And it included using Brian's photography. I didn't want to touch his music because of all the rights holders. You've got numerous musicians, and those musicians have different publishing companies and then the record label, and it's just going to be messy. So I was like, Brian, you're a photographer. let's look up to that. Let's come up with something really unique. And we put together. He took some of the last photos of Amy Winehouse, and that's what our pitch was. Okay, we're taking these two photos. We're doing one of one, and then the second photo we're doing. I think we thought 250. And price point, I don't remember what we were setting it at. So it was basically you buy the NFT, the utility behind it. It's like meet and greets, autographs, access to all of his art galleries. The majority of them he puts on in Europe, occasionally in North America, but you owning one would give you access indefinitely forever to his galleries. And then the money, the profits would all go to Amy Winehouse Foundation and the Bryan Adams Foundation. So they're not pocketing the money, but he asked me, he was like, Jen, have you made money with NFTs? I was like, no, I have not put one out. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm really nervous. And I was nervous too. So we kind of parked the idea. But then I took that idea when he asked me the question of, have you put out NFTs? And I had my kids, we did this like neighborhood community during COVID artwork. So I put the kids' artwork up on Marketplace. I think I went through Rarible. And my daughter's artwork actually 2 years later sold. So now I can go back to him and be like, yes, I have made money. So that's my first NFT experience myself.
So you've mentioned Tiago a few times. If you're available to speak, do you want to give us a quick introduction, buddy?
Yeah, for sure. Are you hearing me through this microphone that I'm tapping right now?
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Fuego. I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia. Yes, Jen and I met back in, I think she misspoke and said we met 10 years earlier than we did. But we met probably in 2013, if not 2013, then 2014. Yeah, I mean, she was sort of helping me out through this management company, since the management company didn't represent me, but they just wanted to offer me some pointers to get off, to get out there. And I've never spoken to Jen about like why we actually kind of stopped talking. I don't know if this is the appropriate time to do it, but something happened. And I kind of just, I sort of felt like I don't know, I just needed to sort of find myself as a bit more of a musician. But yeah, it was cool that about a couple of years ago now, Jen and I got reconnected, and it's been great having the opportunity to work with Jen again, especially since the Vancouver circle is, I mean, it's kind of like how it is and everything. Like you think, oh, it's gonna be like so massive, but the music circle in Vancouver, like, I don't know, like everybody just kind of knows each other in a way or has heard about one another. It's not like there's I mean, I'm not so big in the circle, but like, I can't tell how many times I've brought up to somebody who's more in the circle. Like, oh, do you know this guy? And like, oh, of course I know that guy. I've known that guy for yada yada many years. So it's nice to be able to work with another person in that way. But yeah, I'm from Vancouver. I've been working on my first self-produced album. I've always worked with other producers. But I don't know, there comes a time in your life that you just kind of, I always wanted to produce my own material, but it was always just seemed so difficult. And then I don't know. The stuff that got produced by other people is great and all. I love it, but I just always felt like, I don't know, I needed to take the reins a little bit more. So yeah, currently working on my first produced album. I've finished one song of the probable 11, 12. They're all in the works. It's just got the beds basically recorded and a little bit of stuff overdubs here and there. And anyway, it's been a long process when you're kind of doing everything yourself. But I don't know what else to say. I guess we created a video game for NFT that takes place in a Minecraft server. So all you need is the server number, and as long as you have Minecraft, you can be playing the game in like basically a minute. Which I did the original score for with a buddy of mine, which I am incredibly proud of. It's not every day that you just get to. I don't know. I always just released I always released like pop tunes with vocals. So to do an album of instrumentals was very very nice. I'm a huge Brian Eno fan, and he's the master of instrumentals. So it was kind of cool to sort of go into that realm a little bit. I'm currently putting together a live act to play the songs with a full band. I've normally just been doing acoustic shows, but it's yeah, like it's time to start producing my own stuff. It's time to put together a full band to perform the songs. So
Exactly. And that's
yeah.
what sorry, Tori, to interrupt here, but no, but over the past like 2 years even, we have gone to so many conferences between NFT NYC and LA, and God, the list goes on. But really it's like I have like what I look at, I'm like, okay, why don't we like grow you in your hometown? Like we keep going to all these really massive places where you do get lost in the sea, and I would like to just develop you here and like get you like in real life, like get out, do performances. And like we launched this NFT Minecraft experience, which is amazing. It's like experience, and it includes not only music but art and gaming. So we're taking the three things, we compiled them into this game, and now we need to get this out. And so that's why we are, for the first, I guess, God, it's going on 6 months now. You had to be an owner of one of the NFTs, which are these Toygified. I should pin them on the Jumbotron. If you were owner of that, you would have access to the game. And then we noticed it was just there were too many barriers. Like you then would get a code, then you go to Discord, and then it was like 5 steps. And personally, me, if I have more than one step, you've lost me. So I'm assuming that goes for the majority, I think. So now it's open, and now I really, really want to push out the game and get people in there. Like it's actually quite fun, and I love the fact that it's involving art by other visual artists like Eddie Gangland. That's a big one. Emily Lazar, music, she's in it. So we've kind of taken them all and connected everybody. So now it's getting it out with 2 communities, like where we are right now. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The game is, I think we all did a really good job. I think the game, well, I mean, this is just in my humble opinion, but the game is better if you're actually playing it with the original score. You can play it without the score. And the Minecraft music is If you don't know anything about Minecraft, the actual Minecraft music is phenomenal. So, yeah, it's still pretty fun without the without my score, but I do recommend booting it up when the game tells you how to do it. But yeah, I mean, all the steps, it was so. And the thing of the matter was, because there's two different versions of Minecraft, there's Java and there's Bedrock. There's different steps for either version, and it's a lot more difficult on Bedrock for whatever reason. Minecraft has made it incredibly difficult to log into servers if you're playing it on like a console or a mobile device. I'm not sure why that is, because I believe that's only a recent thing. I think like 2 years ago, you could just type in a server number on Minecraft and you'd just be on your PlayStation. You'd be able to play the whatever server. But now it's a little more complicated than that. But I recommend it on the Java edition, which is on consoles. I mean, computers, Mac, PC. But yeah, I think a lot of what stemmed from us doing the more internet focused Web3, Web2 sort of stuff was the pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, I was wrapping up an album that is actually not been released. We're trying to figure out a way to do that. So at that time, I was getting ready to do the live act and promote the album at the time in March 2022. I'd seriously like a week of sessions left to finish the album before we could. I don't know if we were mixing yet. I think we're finishing overdubs. And then, yeah, the pandemic happened and it put the album on hold. It put the live act on hold. Eventually, I was able to get back in the studio and we were able to finish it up. But only like 3 people were allowed in the room at the time. And they had the runners like sanitizing every doorknob after any time somebody touched them. And there was like all these protocols. And so like, it was great that we were able to finish the record, but there is still like there's no chance about like putting any sort of live act together. So I believe that sort of, when I look back, that's what kind of got us also into NFTs, which sort of explains why NFTs are so popular during the pandemic. Everybody was on their computers. So, I mean, that's the way I kind of look at it. I might be wrong. If the pandemic had never happened, would NFTs have been such a hit that they were 2 years ago? I don't know. I don't have enough information about it, but that's just kind of the way it looks sometimes.
I still don't even know if, like, is it a hit? Like, we're in such a small niche group. Like, it's... Like, I talk to so many of my friends, and they're just like, do I want this? Why do I want it?
Well, the NHL released... Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue, Jenny.
No, go ahead.
Oh, the NHL released NFTs yesterday, and they sold out in seconds.
It's like Donald Trump one.
Yeah, then
like there
Donald
are
Trump
people, and
even,
that's what we need. Like Starbucks, their NFT subscription Odyssey, that's doing well, but I don't know what well is. Like, was it 1,100? Like, what do they consider well? And the Nike campaign did quite well.
Yeah, they've got a lot of funding, haven't they, though, for like promotional side of things. We've got Mike Smart with his hand up. Mike Smart, one of the team. Welcome, buddy. How we doing?
Hey, what's happening? I was just gonna comment because we did some things with Minecraft a couple of years ago. It started out with the Uplift World and ended up getting shut down based on that whole mahjong, and Microsoft flipped out and said we couldn't incorporate NFTs into the Minecraft ecosystem. So we ended up moving over to Minetest as Uplift World. I'm just wondering, have you run into any roadblocks with, dealing with Microsoft and the NFT Minecraft combo?
That was a big one. That's exactly right when we were about to launch. That announcement came out, and Toigo, how did you feel? Can you explain?
Well, we were initially going to build on NFT Worlds.
Yeah.
And then that went under. and we thought about doing Decentraland, but when we were researching companies and stuff that could help us put together an NFT game, we came across Land Vault. They're based out of England, and yeah, I would say the issue was that when it came to actually incorporating the game, not really in the. I think we all thought it was going to be a little more practical to incorporate the game into an NFT, but no, it became quite impractical. We had to connect it through Discord and like having Discord bots, and so you have to have MetaMask, Discord, and Minecraft essentially all talking to one another through things that you type in on each one. And no, I kind of wonder if Minecraft was more involved in NFTs, if it had been a little more straightforward. But yeah, I do kind of recall that happening now that you mention it. And yeah, I think we were just started too far down the rabbit hole with the game being built. It was basically, I want to say it was done-ish at the time. But yeah, anyway, now the game is essentially not really a standard NFT, just because you can play it free now. And so yeah, you don't even need to purchase the NFT like you did before. So
I was curious. Did you so when we did this, I was spending a lot of time and I had a whole team building in Minecraft. I was like spending thousands of dollars a month to make sure I had a team 24 hours a day. Like I went ridiculous on this because I never anticipated that Microsoft would have a problem with the whole NFT thing. I figured it would add value rather than take away. But, through the process of that epic loss, I guess, or temporary loss, we ended up trying to think of solutions. And we found that multiple platforms had the ability to take the buildings from the single voxel platform that was Minecraft, and you can port that into these higher quality virtual environments at a higher pixel. And so you can still use everything that you built in a different environment. I think HyperFi is one of the better ones for that as well. So just to throw that out there.
Oh, that's so awesome.
We can help people do that as well if anyone needs that.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, that had crossed my mind if that was a thing or not, because I wasn't sure, but it seems like now you've confirmed it. I wonder how difficult it would be for us to transfer it over. That could potentially be really great, because yeah, like yeah, I mean, it works great on the Minecraft server, but if there's another way that we could even release it just for the convenience of everybody, then that would be that'd be awesome. You said it was called HyperFi?
Correct. Yeah. No Y's, I don't think, or no I's. HyperFi, HyperFy.
Okay.
Throw me 100 if that's true.
I'm sure I'll find it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I wanted to mention too, you can still maintain the Minecraft, place, and then just loop it in with like portals to these other virtual environments. That way you don't lose the Minecraft players, but then you can gain additional people who are interested in diving further into what it means to be in an actual metaverse that has a, cryptocurrency layer, blockchain layer on it and all that.
No, that's great to know. Thank you for sharing that, Jen, and I will have to discuss moving forward with how we could go about doing that.
That is great. Thank you. Because I know we've recognized the problem, but I just didn't have that solution. I was like, okay, we thought of other places working with companies, and then we asked if we could use our Minecraft code and what we've created, if we could transfer it, and that was an instant no. So I'm like, I don't have any solution to this, but you've given me hope. Thank you.
It's funny you say solutions because it's exactly what Mike Smart does. He is a problem solver. That's his main shtick.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is amazing, and this is what it's all about. It's super exciting. It's having the connections that you can utilize, and people that you can network with and build with. It's awesome, and yeah, Meta Builders have been phenomenal right across the Web3 industry, and we're super fortunate to have Mike Smart as one of the team, being the hero that he is, especially for many people who have many issues that they just can't get solutions for. Seems to just come second nature to this legend. But yeah, no, you guys seem to have, I'm so glad you have stuck it out, and because I know you were saying before, you had your doubts at one point, which I think everybody does. It's a really tough industry, and especially when the rest of the world are yet to catch up. It's quite a lonely one as well, which is why I think the collaboration side of things is just ever more important, just to help
It
each other
is.
build what we need and push forward.
I know, and that's kind of why I left my former role, because I love experimenting and trying, testing things out, seeing what we can do. And like back in my corporate job, that just wasn't even an option. It's like you have to fit into this box, like for artists putting an album. Like you have to record it, deliver it on these dates. You've got 6 weeks to deliver it, and it's just like it just was. I don't want to say boring, but it was the same thing. It was so mundane, like doing the same thing over and over. So now doing this Web3, I love it. I'm super passionate, and like there are other artists that I'm working with too, like Ian Summers, who's down below. I'm working on putting out his album on the chain. I think we're going to go through sound.xyz. That's to be determined. And then Toygo and I are talking to token tracks. So there are really so many opportunities, areas to go with your music.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be great to start releasing the new material. I'm quite proud of the new song. It's being mastered at the moment, so it's not entirely ready yet, but I'm hoping to have it out for August. We're looking to getting some NFT records made. They have
yeah.
they have a chip in them, and then you can scan the chip, and it brings you to your wallet.
That's
Or,
on-chain records.
Yeah, so that'd be cool to do a little bit of a limited run of those. But then I think I'm gonna get some like just normal records pressed as well. But it's something that we're looking into. But no, hopefully by the end of the year that I finish up this album, and then it should be out in the probably I don't know probably late fall. But
Well, we're talking about music. Are we allowed to play music?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, of course you are. Is it your music?
It is Toygo's music.
Oh yeah, then definitely, yeah.
Yeah, as long as he's not going to sue us, then I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, can I just quickly ask as well? We turn these spaces into podcasts and we upload them onto YouTube. Do we have your consent to do that with your music being played?
Sure. Yeah, that's actually okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would be using it to promote you, and there will be links to your channel or whatever you want the links to go to. It's just a part of like how we showcase our partners and friends.
Sure. No, that'd be much appreciated. Thanks for the heads up, though.
Yeah, sure.
I do kind of wonder. I'm trying something here. I don't know if I can't. I'm going to play something, and I kind of wonder if you guys can hear it.
Yeah, we'll give it a test run.
Can you hear this? Are you guys hearing the song?
No.
No. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this different. Are you guys connected like through like an iRig, or are you guys just talking through your iPhone or cell phone microphones?
Yeah, just my phone microphone personally.
That's okay.
It's
I was trying something new here, and I haven't quite figured it out.
If you want me to set up my computer and send me the file, I can play it.
Oh, I mean, like if that's sort of like a pain to do, I wouldn't want you to do that. But no, I can
Tricky
just,
does it all the time.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I wouldn't offer it if it was a pain.
He's co-host for a reason.
Yeah, I could. Let me figure out what song here.
Yeah, Twitter Spaces. It's like I've been on so many spaces. People are playing on their phone and sound quality, and I'm like, when's Twitter going to figure this out?
Yeah,
like the iRig. I don't.
I've got it kind of worked out. I mean, I don't know how my sound quality sounds. I think I figured it out kind of decent, but at this point, I'm using my laptop, and I set my phone in between my two speakers on my laptop, and I haven't gotten any complaints. But yeah,
yeah, I think that may be the best way to do it. What's up, everyone? With the speakers, and do you do wide spectrum, Tricky?
actually, no, I just leave it on the way it is.
Oh, you do standard? Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
So if you pull down from the top right, you don't need to do it now. If you want to just test it later, you can see something that says mic mode.
Mic mode, right?
Yeah, and you're probably on standard, right?
Yeah.
Wide spectrum gets it even more high fidelity. It's
Ain't
really
nothing
interesting. But
standard
I found
about
the
mic
same
mode.
thing. I've worked on this shit for 80 hours, and like shamelessly, and honestly the best I found is maybe going through an interface, but it's super sensitive, out of Logic, or just wide spectrum with studio speakers or monitors out of your computer, and just finding the right distance. It's a pain. Someone needs to report it to Elon.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I'm using my iRig.
I've heard good things about iRig. I never got one. I heard some good from some, and then not from others. I think Dill uses one. If y'all know Dill, but then I don't know if y'all know Kirk DeSoto. He said he didn't like it. And I think Ray said the same thing.
Ian below does not like it.
We featured Kirk a couple of weeks back, and his music's phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah, Kirk's the GOAT. He's a good friend at this point. He's awesome. Big supporter of everyone.
Yeah, he is. He's fantastic.
That's actually how y'all got plugged in with Token Tracks, right? Because I know Kirk's working with them.
Yeah. And I've been following Tommy, too.
Tommy's a legend.
He is.
Yeah, love that guy.
All right, Tricky, I sent you one of the songs.
Oh, nice. So we're going to have a song to play in a minute. Yeah, we'll have to talk about... there's a few really cool music ecosystems like that. Like Mike's a part of MetaJax, which is another great music ecosystem, which you guys probably might be interested to learn more about.
MetaJax?
MetaJax.
Oh, Neta.
Yeah, MetaJax. We started pumping out all these businesses and brands that started with Meta before Facebook even was thinking about it. Transitioning. We purchased all these domains and launched all these projects, and then all of a sudden, half a year later, here comes Meta discrediting and devaluing all the things that we created, putting us in a ball of Mark Zuckerberg, associates, and it's kind of slowed things down a bit. But we launched a project called MetaJax, and started in 2020, but we officially launched in 2021, and we ended up playing on the rooftop of NFT NYC 2021, and our first NFT album with Arturo Sandoval ended up being nominated for a Grammy in 2023. So we've done some pretty cool things. We kind of
awesome.
Screwed up the tokenomics based on just learning as we go. So the original project looks like a rug, but we're literally the only ones who are participating in it. So, and then we moved over to DAO House, and that's been much more attainable for for the end user as well as for us, just not having to worry about dealing with a token and all of that fun stuff.
Where did you perform at NFT NYC?
On the rooftop of the venue for the, we sponsored the event for, I think it was 100,000, and we played with
at the hotel. Yeah. Okay. I don't know
the
how we
Barclay.
missed that.
We played at the Barclay. That's what it was, or that might have been a different event.
2021. Yeah, Toygo and I were at that one. I think it was like day 2. I ended up getting COVID. Toygo got out without catching it. Lucky you. But yeah.
I reckon he's one of those that just never gets ill. I reckon he's one of them.
I am. All right, I got it finally loaded up.
COVID. Oh, you got the song. Cool.
Let me see if I can rewind at the beginning. Rewind. All right. Let's hear it.
I am here, you were there, run and sleep, suddenly, can it be such a lovely day to leave? Let us see, on a glare I send to you, in our hearts we hope desires cannot fail. Let us see what up there. There's a moon I sent to you. Well, I hope to get to know you before I die, Carolina. Would you help me? Would you know me? I know you would help me. I know you, Carolina. I hope you're happy. Hope you're happy. I know you're happy too. There it is, there's a bridge I built to you, 'cause I'd hope to get to see you one last time. Rather be on a plane that flies your way. Would you holler at me if I'm feeling down? My, could I change your mind? My, we could waste your time. I stand in line. If you're missing me, I can't complain. To say we cannot waste away in Carolina. The world won't help me. Would you love me? I know you love me. Would you hold me, Carolina? I hope you're happy, hope you're happy. I know. I hope you're happy too. Take Would you take my life from my side? Would you take my life from my side? Would you take my love from my
Let's go.
That was incredible.
That was amazing. Love that.
That's Carolina. I do love that song. And we actually ended up, we worked with Vancouver, BC NFT, and we gave that track away. It was just a 1 day. And where did we drop it? Do you remember? Manifold. And we did, this was what was so cool. We partnered with a visual artist, Dedos, and he provided the art, we provided the song, and we put it up for a 1 day drop. And yeah, it did well, but not as well as not myself, somebody else wanted, but
Right.
I thought it was
Next
still
bull run
cool.
will come and the people will snag it up out of nowhere. But I love it. Thank you for sharing. That's great.
Yeah, thank you
Great
for
vibe.
looking that up there, Tricky, as well. That is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love that. It actually reminded me of my stepdad, in a good way. So I really appreciate that. That was amazing. Honestly, I love that.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to share it today. I just that was. I have another song that I was talking about that I've produced, and it's like super like lots of guitars and it's quite a lot of different parts. But I'd never done a song in the studio that was just like no click track, no vocal tuning, just like basically live off the floor. We took a couple of studio liberties, but for the most part, that's just like, yeah, there's no click track, there's no vocal tuning. I just wanted to keep it raw, like the way that they used to do it, and it just sort of felt like the song was appropriate to record in that way. Maybe I'll do like a full band version one day or something, but no, I think I kind of wish in the past I've released more music that was just sort of guitar or piano and vocals, and then maybe a little bit of something else. But
Get some brass in there. Get some brass in there.
Yeah, but that what's nice about brass is just like a very like organic sort of like real instrument. Sometimes I feel like I get a little carried away with the synthesizers and the MIDI, and it's excellent and all. I mean, I think I love synthesizers and MIDI, but I think a lot of my favorite music though comes from a time when that wasn't really a thing. So I try not to use them as too much of a crutch. I guess as musicians, we're always trying to develop. So I think I'm just at a point in my musician career that I'm sort of trying to use more traditional instruments rather than rather than MIDI and synthesizers. There's a lot of stuff you can do with them, but I'm trying to just keep it like, well, what if we only had a guitar, you know? So, but yeah,
Sounds
thank you
amazing.
for letting me play.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
ready to jam with you. You know what I mean? We want to jam with you. Want to listen to your music. You know what you're about, what you thought. You know how you made it. You know what your plans are with it. Absolutely love it. I think it's incredible.
I
Very
did love
gifted.
the step up. The step up was beautiful for me. I really enjoyed that.
yeah. Thank you. I thought that was kind of cool. I felt like the song needed to develop into something, so I guess that's where my mind was going with it. But thank you for pointing that out.
So, how long have you been a musician for? If you don't mind me asking.
I started writing music probably, and oh god, it seems so long ago. 2007, 2008 is when I started kind of getting into it. I feel like it was the Beatles made me want to learn how to play guitar, and then Radiohead made me want to learn how to write music. It was just sort of like the obsession, that the Beatles obsession, and wanting to like learn Blackbird on the guitar. Like I learned Blackbird on the guitar. That was like the first song I learned on guitar. And then then little Radiohead came along, and I just thought they were just I thought they were so cool. And so probably around 2007, 2008 is when I started getting really into it. And then I graduated high school in 2009. It honestly feels like yesterday, but it wasn't. I was doing the math, and when I graduated high school in 2009, the kids that entered kindergarten like that fall have already graduated from high school. What the hell, right? So that goes to show that anyway. So I've been doing it for a while. It's a weird sort of journey being a musician, and the way that you perceive yourself, and the way that you want to shape yourself. It can be, it becomes like a whole part of, I don't know, it's a bit of a subconscious obsession in a way. It's hard to explain. I'm sure any musician listening right now kind of understands what I'm saying. But I released my first album in 2014. And then I released. That's when I was meeting up with Jen for the first time. Is when I was in the process of putting that together and releasing it. And then I did an album, and I don't know. I took like a year off or so from music. It was sort of a strange time. I don't know. I was. The PlayStation 4 came out, and I played PlayStation with the blinds down in my room for like a year straight, which I thought was kind of cool at the time, but maybe I shouldn't have done that. But then I broke my ankle real bad, and it kind of got me back into like I was just bedridden, and I just was like playing guitar in my bed. So I wrote most of my 2018 record then, and then. Like I was saying, I was trying to have an album out in 2020, and the pandemic happened. A couple singles came out from it. The rest of the album has yet to be released, but Jen and I have been talking about releasing it on Web3 in some format, as well as the new stuff. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Were you like your early albums? Were you the intentions? Were they to maybe have a record label pick up?
Yeah, so I think I was sort of naive at the time. I just kind of assumed I could put a song out and people would listen to it, but that is not the way things were. Not, I mean, some people get lucky. You get like the
Yeah.
Billie Eilish who was like, oh, I was going to bed one night and I uploaded Ocean Eyes on SoundCloud, and when I woke up in the morning, it had 1 million streams. It's like that happens once in a blue moon. But no, I think like. And no, I was talking to Jen about this recently. It was like weird when I put out the album because I kind of felt like the people I knew like didn't know what to like make of me anymore. All of a sudden I don't know, I was just some guy, and now I'm like putting on an album, and whether they perceived it, if they enjoyed it or not, like I think it all of a sudden things changed. And it was sort of changed in a sort of weird way that I can't really explain. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought, yeah. But yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess we're all trying to look for record labels in one way or another. It's great being independent, but
now you have Web3, and there's so many opportunities that allow you to get music out to not the masses, but more so than like you being controlled by a record label, because a record label really does control you and your music.
Yeah, Web3 is definitely liberating music.
Yeah.
That's something that, you know, I saw recently, and I was like, oh, you know, it's something I've ever really thought of. I just thought, oh, you know, industry music, that's really cool. But then when I started looking into it, I was like, oh, yeah, I can kind of see like how this is, you know, uplifting the individual artists and creating these, closer connections between the artist and their audience, and it's really cool. Web3 is amazing for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, Web3 has its pros and perks, of course. And yeah, it's been nice that I'm the owner of my songs, especially the more I progress as an artist. You know, I'd like to think that the more music I make, the more I guess I don't know if this is the right word. I guess to me, anyways, like more valuable. The more value I see in the new material than the old material. Nothing against the old material. The old material is great, but I just think my craft has gotten better. That I feel like the more I record stuff and the better I get at recording stuff, the more it's the more it's comforting to know that I have ownership and control of.
Kind of spurs you on. It's kind of like a force pushing you forward, sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say yes. There's an aspect of that for sure. But yeah, I mean, being an independent artist is, it's like labels are weird to have. Like, a label would be great if you're like at the top of your game, like Billie Eilish or like Taylor Swift. Of course, someone like that has to have a label. That'd be, I don't know, like how if all of a sudden someone like Taylor Swift was like, no, I'm not going to be on any label. I'm just going to be like, I'm self-represented. I'm just going to represent myself. I don't know how much things would be different. That would actually is kind of an interesting thought all of a sudden. But no, at the moment it's great. It's for the best for the position I'm in. So no, I'm just happy that I'm still able to actually record and release music, and if people want to listen to it and they're into it, then that's great.
Yeah, and you're doing it yourself. You know, you're going ahead and doing it yourself. You're not relying on, like you say, like a label to do that for you. I kind of feel like it's an organic way to, you know, grow your music.
Totally.
Because you can build some really strong connections with people with this sort of technology, and music is one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, music is such a interesting medium. Is that the word I'm looking for? Just because it's all audio. I mean, there is the visual component of music videos and stuff, but sometimes it's like people talk about how MTV killed music because all of a sudden the video became a component of the song, and the video doesn't usually represent what the song is, which I think is kind of interesting. I have a buddy that refuses to watch music videos for certain songs because he just feels like the music video is going to sort of ruin the song in a way. I guess it's similar to like, reading a book and then it being turned into a movie. All of a sudden it's like, wait, like these aren't the characters that I visualized like in my head. Like that's not how this person acts like the way that I thought they would. So, you look at you take a song and all of a sudden you slap a video to it and all of a sudden it's like, it's either, it can help make it or it can help break it in a way. There's tons of,
That's so true.
The video is such a strange aspect of music these days. Especially since there is even the aspect of music that's all kind of about like, the music video. I would say not entirely. I think the song is always going to come first and foremost, but there's definitely some artists that are, and fair enough, that are able to take advantage of the fact that if they could release some sort of, I don't know, offensive music video or edgy music video, that it'll get them a little bit more traction, which is, like I said, fair game. But that's just where I'm saying that music is sort of odd in that sense because it does start as an audio thing, but then I guess you can add a video component to it. And is that the right thing to do? It's extremely debatable. But yeah, that'd be that's just my sort of take on being a musician and being, I don't know, just you guys understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do. And I do, just going back to record labels and stuff, I still think it's important that your content is living on like Spotify, Apple, all the regular DSPs. Like we can't abandon that because we need those guys, just even for like marketing purposes. It's not for revenue. It's not really your revenue stream, but marketing, that's a win. That's who will help you. But even with musicians like Bryan Adams, like the majority of the money isn't coming in from digital revenue stream with those guys. Like it's mainly like the touring and merchandise, album sales.
Sure. And there's something a little bit more organized about Web3 stuff. Web 2 stuff. I'm sure, this is what we've been discussing about moving forward on releasing the new material. We've only really released songs on OpenSea, which is great and all, but the more I use OpenSea, the more I feel like it's like that OpenSea is like more for like the art side of NFTs. The songs on there, that's great, but I just feel like sometimes I just want my songs to be like in their own sort of like bank of.
I know. That's why I'm looking forward to token tracks, seeing what they're all about.
Yeah, something like that. I feel like be a little bit more organized with the music, and then like.
Yeah, token tracks are great. We've known them for a little while. Bacon's definitely got a solid connection with them, but we even I've travelled down there and met Bacon, and we went to a token tracks event. It was really cool. They really do support artists, and they've got a marketplace, and they do really help you get set up really well. And if you want us to help you connect with some artists that have already gone down that route, we can do that, and they can have
I would love that. Yeah, because we were supposed to have a call with somebody there the other day, but he had to cancel. But I would love to, because I just don't really know like where we upload audio. I really don't know how it all works in the back end.
Yeah.
So
No, we help you with
speaking
that.
to an
You
artist.
don't need to. You don't need to. I think that's kind of how they approach it. Is they understand that artists aren't necessarily going to understand the ins and outs of how all this stuff works, but also being able to provide the tools for you to be able to do it yourself.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Do you have to become a subscriber? Like I was
I'm
on
not
the
too sure about
website.
the economic model. I haven't really looked into it.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. We gotta set up again next week. So.
Yeah, I've
Oh
never
wait,
gone.
I'm just not very patient.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, I'll send you the details of someone that's already utilizing their ecosystem, and she's amazing. I'm sure she'll chat to you about how it all works, or at least what it's like
Fantastic.
from an artist perspective of what to do and how to do it and all that jazz.
Thank
Definitely.
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, no, it's it sounds like you guys have really put the time in, and it's awesome to hear your guys' journey so far. So what's your plans now for how you want to use the Web3 industry moving forward?
Trigo, do you want to answer or do you want me?
Yeah, sure. Well, I feel like since we're in the Web3, you know, sort of mode, I feel like we should stick to it. We'll probably do a little more limited releases moving forward. Because we've discussed that unreleased album of mine, plus the new material that I'm working on, plus the score we did for the game. It's up on YouTube, but other than YouTube, the only way you can hear it is like actually in the game. So it'd be great if we could release them on like Web 2 on DSPs, and then Web 3 in some sort of limited capacity, because like some of the songs are just like a minute and a half long, just like the roads and some synthesizers. But yeah, that would be that's sort of the direction I see it going. Where we upload them on Web3, Jen and I have still been discussing. But we're closing on everything, especially with the new song, essentially being like, I was hoping to get the master back for this weekend, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen unless I happen to get it today, in like the next couple hours before the work weekends. But no, the new song will definitely be an NFT in some form or another, and it'll also be on Spotify, Apple Music. And I was talking about music videos. I don't know if we'll do a music video for this song. It's like 8 minutes long, and I don't even know what it would be. Jen and I have been talking about there's an AI video editor, and you give it a bunch of video and it makes a music video for you. So maybe we could do something like that on the video things, but not at the moment. I'm just sort of happy with the song standing as it is, and hopefully y'all get to hear it when it's out.
It'll be awesome. And I mean, my passion is music. So along with Toygo and the project Toygo Store, I'm still moving forward with my unconventional cloud business. Right now, I'm just putting together a brand package, and and what I'll do is what I really want to do is just be an authentic educator and like meet with people in real life and get them comfortable understanding what the capabilities are with their content. So I have been chatting with musicians, writers, actually a few visual artists, and I want to help them get their content up on the blockchain. That is my future. I'm not going, actually, I have thought about going to the corporate side and obtaining a job to help with paying bills. But I'm right now, I'm in a position where I'm going to devote my time to educate myself, educate others, and build what I think is a wicked, wicked program.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm with you there. The first opportunity that I get, I'll be in Web3 full time. I absolutely love it. Every single piece of it. You know, that our favorite thing is the community side. Hence why we're called the communities. We love bringing people together. You know, networking. We've been so.
You didn't say it. You didn't say it. We love. You say we love it so much. We put it in there twice.
Yeah, we love community so much. We put it in our name twice. Yeah, but no, it's because the people make this what it is, and it's the way that we can collaborate. Because, I mean, while I'm touching on it, I may as well just explain it. If you notice that we all have a plus next to our name, and the reason for that is it represents Web3, but it also represents the communities, but it represents positivity, being of value and adding value, because we believe that everyone adds value regardless of your skill set. Whether you play music, whether you just consume the content, whether you're an artist, regardless of what it is, we all bring some kind of value. And we wanted to find a way to sort of represent this incredible movement of collaboration in a way that didn't take anything away from anyone's identity. So you don't have to change your profile picture. All you do is you add a plus to your name, and that represents the communities and Web3 and the togetherness of it all, which is, why we wear that plus with pride. And there's so many people have added that plus. Even Tommy D from Token Tracks has got the plus. Crypto Magazine have added the plus. A global brand, one of the largest crypto publication in the world. They've added it, which is just awesome. And there's a Marvel artist called Ben Earl. He's added the plus, which they're no more valuable than everyone else in the community. The reason I say it is just to showcase that it carries that level of value where people are happy to showcase it globally.
And you're not sacrificing your brand or your personality.
Exactly.
Even Crypto Magazine has added it to show that community, which is just amazing.
That is awesome. I will be adding one.
Let's go.
Adding the plus. I know. I just thank you so much for having us, because I honestly, our former founder of our project, he recently left, and it's just Toygo and I, like, with all of this on our lap, and I'm so not really used to like doing the spaces. Like it was usually his voice, and I chime in every now and then, but I'm not really a public speaker. I've done my Toastmasters, but I'm still not 100% comfortable. But
you do
guys,
it so well. Can I just say that honestly, you've got such an easy voice to listen to.
Thank you.
So calm and collective. You've got a nice accent. You do speak really well. You know what you're talking about. You can tell you speak with passion and compassion. It's so yeah, you're doing a really good job. And to be put in that position is never nice. And I've had so many obstacles, and eventually you start to feel a bit worn down by it, and you're not sure how it's going to go, what direction to go in. And that's why we're so passionate about community, because having the right people around you just keeps you going, it keeps you moving. You have the support that you need, the motivation, because if it's the same for you as it is for a lot of people that we speak to, is having people in your actual real life see what you do and see the value in it never really happens. And it's only from being together the way we are that we see the value in it, and we enjoy the passion of it. And it's hard to explain this to people in our real lives. They just think that we're crazy.
So, like every Friday and Saturday night. Are you crazy?
I love, yeah, it's Friday night for you guys.
Yeah, it's 10:18 p.m.
Oh gosh.
in the UK.
Friday night fun. Gosh.
Yeah, what time is it where you are?
It is 2:19. 2:00.
Where are you in the world, if you don't mind me asking?
We're in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Ah, nice. I thought Canada when you spoke, because funny enough, we had a woman on a couple of weeks ago, and you sound almost identical to her. Actually, she's called Nicole. She has her own NFT project called Mini Monster Beasts, and you both sound so similar. It's amazing.
Now you say that. That's a good point. Are you sure you're not the same person? Have you been seen in the same place at the same time?
Yeah, that's it. If I close my eyes, I'd have thought it was her. But you both got such a great
The
mix.
Canadian accent.
Yeah, I love it personally.
I know. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's why I was like, okay, we're going to do this space. And I just had a good feeling about this.
Oh, God, I'm glad you did, because we're just a group of people. We want each other to win. We share our networks. We try and uplift each other, and we try and help. This is what this platform is for. It's to help people, get the recognition that they deserve, and to bring people together and just show that, we don't have to fight for the top spot, but we can build each other up and we can all win. We're so early in the industry, and collaborating is much better than competing. The only time there should be competition is when it's healthy competition.
Exactly. I know. Oh, sorry, I just have to let my dog out.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Real life goes on in the background.
Well, just quickly, we've actually got our own project, haven't we, Rev? I don't know if you guys know about it.
We do indeed.
Go on, Rev, do your thing.
Yeah, yeah. So we actually have an NFT project ourselves. It's an NFT book. It's basically a collaborative project. So our goal is we have 100 pages. So we have a potential for 100 projects. We're basically going to be telling our own story, but each project gets to put its own NFT character into the book if they wish to. And it's 150 mic per page for the first book. We're going to do a series of 10 books. But it's to showcase the power of community, the power of Web3. It's a networking opportunity, and we're going to be utilising the Crypto Magazine, who are basically sold in 23 countries globally right now, and with them being one of our partners, we're able to showcase this NFT book in the magazine, so that we can promote this around the world. And we're trying to make the lowest barrier to entry marketing package available in a creative storytelling manner, basically. And the exciting part for us about it is it gives projects the opportunity to really showcase their character in a story. So it's almost as if it's an actor around the world. And if the NFT project isn't specifically a character like an animal, like most projects are, and it's an individual, then we can still work with that as well. But our ultimate goal is to help bring projects together and work as a team to really push this around the world. Because if you can imagine 100 projects with 100 communities all supporting one thing that showcased everybody, we could really make some noise with that and really make moves with it. And our end goal as well is we want to do much more than just an NFT book, which we're not only going to do an NFT version, we're also going to create a physical version as well. So there'll be a physical copy that will be purchasable on Amazon as well. And we are also aiming to create a cartoon or even a series of cartoons at the end of it, and also integrate it with some sort of games as well. So yeah, we're super excited about that.
I'm sorry. I had a list of questions. I'm happy you brought this book up, because I was like, okay, I want to just navigate through how do you buy a page, and I see it's Matic that you put it on.
Yeah.
And so and you put, so it's book one. So plans are, could there be a book 2, 3 if it goes well?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
so
there will be 10.
we're going to be doing a series of 10 books, but each book will
Nice.
go up in value on how much it costs to get a page, because we would love obviously to do it for free, but the point is that creating
Yeah.
these books, we have to pay for the people to construct this, but also to pay for our time in doing so as well, in the creating of the artwork, the story, the
And it
marketing
will,
packages around it.
sorry.
Oh, sorry, go on.
So could be like people that buy a page that are doing a project on like anything with education. And then I saw something online, like the medical community. So could you, is there, I haven't even looked up any kind of medical NFT project. Has anyone else?
No,
I mean,
I've never come across any, if I'm honest.
there's a couple medical blockchains and stuff, but and then there's different projects that are kind of dedicated to medical, charities and stuff like that. But
Okay.
we could be creative and incorporate, a character in multiple ways, or a project in multiple ways. There's lots of ways we can incorporate you into the story. And if we, really run into a snag, we do have people like Ben Earl in our community we can reach out to, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the point of it is we're utilizing our network to really, bring our partners and networks together to really create something incredible.
How did you guys come together? How did this all start?
Well, funny enough, a lot of us started on TikTok. We was all content creators. A lot of people made content for their own projects, and we all basically met on there. We was joining each other's live streams and supporting each other's content. And because we all had a passion for NFTs and Web3, we sort of found each other, I'm guessing through, TikTok's incredible algorithm. And we just decided to work together to try and help build each other up and support each other in a way that helped us all win, basically, because, the community will buy multiple NFTs, not just one. And also, we can just enjoy the space, building the space, and, the community will, vibe with what they vibe with, and, enjoy that the way that they do. Because, we started to notice that a lot of people would hang out in multiple communities, and you'd bump into the same people in different places. So it just made sense to create sort of a middle ground for everybody. So, we came up with the idea of, creating this platform where we could come together to sort of help strengthen Web3, because that's our ultimate goal, really, is to strengthen Web3 and to bring people together to really show the value of the industry, so that, new people who join the industry will see that there's all these different ecosystems and projects and people and artists and musicians and story writers and script writers and, web designers, all just enjoying each other's company and helping each other build what they want to build. And because where we came from, we didn't, we weren't big projects that had lots of money. We was trading skill sets instead. So, someone would help with a website, someone else would help them with the Discord, and we sort of just came together like a community would in real life, really.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, because that's totally like what Toygo and I are. Our tech guy, we lost him in our group. We've lost our founder. We lost our creative director. So I'm like, oh my gosh, who do we go to for artwork now? Like, I'm not the artsy one. I'm the marketer. So it's really now trying to figure out, connect with people that I know would be able to help us.
Yeah, well, you definitely came to the right place.
Yeah.
There's nothing that isn't here in the communities. We're really fortunate enough to be able to say that.
That's so awesome. Is that your picture? I'm on your website right now, and there's a picture of 4 guys in real life.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm on there. Crypto Toe's another. He's another one that's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm the handsome one.
That's what he was talking about earlier when he travelled down to London. That was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
photo.
that was the
So
Steve talking track.
I
Yeah,
must not be there.
Oh, awesome. And we're in London, are you guys? Or is that doxing? Are you allowed to
I
say?
I'm London, if you couldn't tell by my
Oh,
accent.
okay. Yes.
Rev is quite northern. Tony Toenail he's pretty northern too.
yeah, but yeah, the whole team's fully doxed. So yeah, I'm from a city called Preston.
Okay. I
So I'm
don't
from
know
the north.
Preston.
Yeah, I'm from the northwest of England. Yeah, I'm trying to put it on the map. I'll get there one day. One day, everyone will know Preston, and I'll take the credit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but we've got
So,
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, we've got people from quite all over the world in our team, haven't we? Really, we've got people from America, got people from Wales,
now Canada.
England. No, not yet.
Australia.
You, us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't have anyone from Canada yet.
okay. On your team.
Yeah, we do. Technically, we're free. He's Canadian.
Yeah, he is. He is, to be fair.
She's like, me, I count. God damn it.
His project's really clever. So basically, these tokens you can claim based on how many TikTok followers you have, and the more you have, the more the tokens you can get, and you can send them to other people. And what you do is you link your TikTok ID to a wallet, and that means that you've got like a public address that people can link your TikTok account to. It's really clever. You could search
Okay.
you could search someone's TikTok handle, and you'd have a wallet address.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really interesting. He's brilliant. He's technically Web3. He's really
Yeah, he's a real
exploiting the
educator.
blockchain.
He's a
Yeah,
real
yeah.
educator.
Whereabouts in the world are you from, Tricky?
I'm from Orlando, Florida, between the
Florida.
mouse and all the colleges.
Nice. I thought I just said no one's from Canada. I thought I hope you don't say from Canada now. But yeah, so how did you find Web3 yourself, Jennay?
Oh, how did I find it? When I was working at the management company, I started, that was in like the Clubhouse days, listening to Clubhouse, and my passion is music and then tech. So I started listening to the tech conversations, and NFTs came up, and I just got so into it and started thinking like, oh, this could work with our artists. And then listening to like the Kings of Leon NFT, and there were drops, but as I said, they were not well received. But again, that was early days, and the word crypto, like, and it still does, it frightens people. So
Yeah,
I think that's my next passion, is to like really remove the negative to on attached to crypto.
yeah, that's what our goal basically is because when people talk about being in these communities to people in the real world, they just don't understand that it's more than just digital images or internet money. These communities are real people that have got real passion and are building real things and integrating it with real world assets and real life physical items. It's so much more in depth. So
Exactly.
we really wanted to create that environment where people could like come and learn what it was about. It didn't matter if you knew everything or you knew nothing, that you could come and you could still enjoy it, and you could learn if you didn't know much, or you could build if you knew a lot. You could connect with the people that you needed to connect with if you needed help or assistance, or just like-minded people.
Exactly. And that's even like with Toygo's game, you could purchase it with a credit card when people are still like, well, I don't have crypto. I don't know. I don't have a wallet. What's a wallet? So there is the credit card transaction, no problem. But the way I always like, even talking to my friends, I'm like, did you collect baseball cards when you were a kid? And everyone can I think everywhere people collected cards when they were a kid. and you get like in your little package, you'd open it up, there'd be like a piece of gum that would come with it. And I'm like, okay, think of like an NFT. Like you're buying like a baseball card and your gum is the utility. Let's say you get like tickets to a game. So that's an NFT. I just simplify it telling that story.
Yeah, it is quite tough, isn't it, to explain it to someone that doesn't have any idea. I always used to just try and say that the NFT is a digital signature embedded into an image that meant you could track exactly where it came from and wherever it goes. So if Banksy made a digital image and he turned it into an NFT, that someone across the world could purchase it knowing it came from him, so that it carried the value that he gave it.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's so exciting, the industry, with what you can do with it, and the world is definitely going in that direction. There's no two ways about it. Like you were speaking before, Starbucks have got an NFT project. Disney, Liverpool Football Club, Lacoste, Nike, Adidas, even
Gucci.
Amazon. Yeah, Gucci. And people still don't think it's something worth looking at, but that's always going to be the case. So that's why these kind of communities are so important, because for the people that are taking it seriously and see the value, need to stick together, because these big companies and corporations are going to come into this industry and they're going to try and take over. And the only way that can be prevented is if enough people are connected to where the only option that they actually have is to either collaborate, because they're going to need people who know the industry to be able to function inside of it. And if we're all collaborating and working together, that they can't just steamroll over us. They'll just have to collaborate with us and work alongside us rather than take over. So that's why we're trying to bring people together and strengthen the industry in a way that doesn't leave us short at the bottom of the pile at the end.
Fall to the corporate guys. No, you totally fully have my support. I love it.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. We all do.
Should we, Toyko, did you have any other song you wanted to showcase?
Yeah, there's definitely something I could play. I can play something from the score if you guys want to hear something from the score I did for the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I've always wanted to do a score. I played the piano from like an early age, like of 6, and I always thought that would be like a fun thing to do.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, it was like similar to me as well when we were putting this game together. I just brought up that I feel like I could do the score to the game, and so I asked my buddy who's produced a lot of my music if he wanted to co-produce and co-write the score together. So we just we got all our gear together and got in the studio, and we wrote it in like 3 or 4 days. Yeah. It's we used his Rhodes, and I have a Juno 6, and he has a lot more like retro rare synths that I can't really recall all the names of them. But I have a Roland 707, so we used that on some of the songs. And anyway, yeah, it was awesome to be able to do it, and it's one of my favorite things that I've ever done. But yeah, here, let me play something for you. Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
So you can go into your Minecraft server, and that will be my music as I'm like going around building and doing stuff. Is that right?
There you go. Yes, I'll answer. Yes,
Is it
you'll
too?
log on, and that is, I don't know what part of the game that comes up there. I mean, the actual score, it's really, it's intense moments. Like you're battling with A&R characters at one point, and the music is intense, and then you've got that actually, no, that's the hotel scene part, that what he just played.
Yeah, sorry.
It's very chill.
I thought you could hear me there, but something was wrong with my microphone. Yeah, if you log into the server on the Java edition of Minecraft, you can play the score. Like as soon as you turn it on, there's gonna be a message saying that there's audio that can be played. Essentially, you click the link and the link opens, and it'll the link syncs up to the game. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, for basically every section of the game, like there's there's a song for basically every section of the game. That song comes from there's a hotel is kind of a part of the game. Like you arrive at a hotel and it's underground, and when you're inside the hotel, that's the song that plays.
That's pretty cool, man. Can you do it on Xbox?
Xbox, that's the one console I'm actually not entirely sure about, because I was sort of under the impression that Xbox might be Java, because it's Microsoft, so they kind of like, oh, if you want to play like the best version of Minecraft, like you have to play it on an Xbox, because yeah, on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch, it's Bedrock, and Bedrock is, it kind of works on there, but we might as well just say that it doesn't really, because it's so buggy compared to the Java edition. There's just not really there's not really a way around it, unless we created like literally game. But no, I'm sorry. I really should know if it works on Xbox, but I just haven't had the opportunity to really test it out.
Oh, I'll get my boy to test it out. He loves a bit of Minecraft, so if he can get it working, then I'll get him on that. See what he
Nice.
thinks.
Well,
That's awesome.
if you have any questions, the server number, and yeah.
I play on my desktop.
Yeah, I mean, I play on my laptop, and it works great. Yeah, but I don't like I was saying earlier. I'm not exactly sure why there's two different versions of Minecraft. It must just have to do something with. It's such a simple game. Like you would just think that the Nintendo 64 could run it, but I don't know. I guess not.
So,
So
I'm curious to learn more about this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I was saying. It was initially supposed to be on NFT Worlds. It was just we wanted to make some sort of NFT game that sort of was that we were able to. We were looking at a community aspect, and it being like, even at the very end of the game, there's a concert hall that we were kind of hoping to be able to do like live stuff in it, similar to Decentraland, but that might have been a little bit ambitious of us to think that. I think there's ways that we can do it, but I think it's just complicated.
The concert hall is incredible.
Concert hall's cool. That's a cool
Yeah.
aspect of the character. But yeah, the game, eventually it became a Minecraft server, and there's the hiccups there with Microsoft and the NFT stuff, and the NFT worlds, and I don't know. It was cool that we were able to actually be able to do something like this. You, when I was younger, I wanted to make movies, and I kind of thought it'd be kind of cool to be able to write and direct and score the movies. So this was at least like sort of like my first sort of, the other guy that we worked with and we put the script together and sort
What
of.
were your inspirations? Like what video games were you really into?
Well, when we were developing it, I was playing a lot of Elden Ring, so that's where the underground aspect came from. Is that there's moments in Elden Ring that are underground, which were sort of. Spoiler alert! If you didn't play Elden Ring, there's moments that you go underground and you're like, "What the hell? I'm underground all of a sudden." It's kind of crazy, and so I kind of thought it'd be kind of cool that I was underground, and there's like if when the game starts, you can see up in the sky. There's like an island that is broken apart, and we took that from Elden Ring as well. That's the crumbling Farum Azula, I think it's called in Elden Ring. If anybody's played it, and no, it was. I thought it was kind of cool that we should be going underground and be going to the skies. And the new Zelda game just came out. If anybody's been playing it, and even Zelda was like, "Yeah, you know what we got to do? We got to go underground and go to the skies." So I'm glad that there's some that I feel like my thoughts were justified. All the underground aspects of it, you might not even realize you're underground in our game, but you are underground, and there's like you go through like a train tunnel system to get from area to area. There's like I said, the other guy that we used to work with and we put the script together, and so there's original dialogue. There's definitely aspects of Zelda that I think we used, and like in Zelda, how like sometimes you're told to do something, and you kind of have to like sort of discover exactly how you're supposed to do it. It's hard to explain if you haven't played Zelda, but Zelda does have that sort of like mystery puzzle element to it. Like, oh, this guy said this, and it's like, oh, but where is that? You got to kind of do that sort of in the game. There's some Minecraft elements to it. There's a mining section to it. All the characters are based on like Jen is a character in the game. I'm a character in the game. Like I've gone missing. You have to find my pieces of me to put me back together, and we did collaborate with a lot
Jen,
of great.
has Jen got to spend the time trying to find you?
Yeah. You gotta find like my legs and like my body and my glasses and stuff, and it's actually my clothes, I guess. And you can wear like my pants. You find my pants, or when you find my glasses, you can wear my glasses. It's kind of funny that you can actually put them on your avatar. It's also cool that if you and like a friend or a couple friends, you all have access to the server. If you all are in the same room in the game, you'll all be able to see each other. So you all have to, you individually have to complete the objectives yourselves, but you can all play the game together simultaneously.
And there's a bar, right?
There's a bar in the game. Yeah, I mean, like there
Meet at the bar.
is a drink that you can make that yeah, the all the it's a very like kind of small part of the game that you just happen to be in a bar, but
I'm
it is kind of just on the journey to put me together. Go to a bar. There's the train station / gallery where there's yeah, like Jen was saying, Gabe Weiss let us use some art, and Eddie Gangland let us use some art, and Luther let us use some art, and uh, it's just it's a big NFT gallery where you can see other um, creators' art, and I don't know what else to really say about it. I guess I just recommend uh, playing it. I pinned the tweet regarding which has the server number in it. So yeah, if you have Minecraft on your computer, it possibly might work on Xbox. But yeah, it's as simple as you click multiplayer, you add server, you type in that number, the server loads up. You'll be at the beginning of the game, and you'll be on your journey.
Yeah, it's pinned in the jumbotron. I pinned it about an hour ago. It's I reckon I can get some people on that to play with it for sure. I think that's what's quite interesting about your project is it's kind of like a low barriers to entry almost, because it's what people would use in Web 2.
Yeah, and, like I was saying, it's been sort of disconnected from the Web3 aspect of things, just because of how when it came down to it, it was confusing for people, and it's like I have like family members and their kids wanting to play, and everybody's trying to play like on a different format, and it was just like it was unfortunately it was really the only way that we were able to do it if we wanted to connect it to an NFT. Let me give it a try, and I think we lost some people just because of how it was just odd the way that you had to go about doing it. So no, I'm happy that now it's super like I was saying, super straightforward. Um, Literally, if you have Minecraft open, you can be playing the game in like a minute. So rather than before where if you didn't know exactly what to do, it might have taken you like a half an hour, and that's a lot of time for someone. So
And now we have the connections to look into what we can do with Hyperfy and other things with this game, what you've created. So
yeah, the Hyperfy aspect would be really nice.
yeah,
Hopefully, there's we have to look into that, Jen.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
Mike from Meta Builders has got a bit of a soft spot for games as well, especially Minecraft. He knows all about Minecraft. He's never slow to bore us for everything he knows about it.
That
You
just
know.
honestly makes me so happy because really I've been asking my 7-year-old son to help me with everything, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I enjoy playing when I play, but actually accessing it has been taking time, that's for sure. But I'm not throwing in the towel.
Yeah, especially in like the world that we're in, and everything's so accessible. It's even like even as something as getting a video game on a disc and putting the disc into your console. Like people don't want to do that anymore, and that's such a simple thing to do. And now you can buy video game consoles without a disc drive in them, and it totally makes sense that you know
I remember having to blow on the cartridge before you put it in, otherwise it just would not work.
Totally, I remember that too. Nintendo.
My family has a little cabin on a lake not too far from here, and it's essentially a time capsule. There's some renovations that have been done, which I get, but there's aspects. Jen was just there. Like, the house looks like it's straight from like the 70s or 80s. And there's always been a Nintendo in there since like 1985 or 86.
Attached to really tiny TVs.
A tiny TV, like smaller than like
TV's on the floor as well, just for good measure.
Oh, it's on a tiny little table because the Nintendo has to be like right beside it, because that's just the way that Nintendo's used to be made. So yeah, you're sitting 2 feet away from the screen to play the games, but the games they look great, they sound great. You know, I was playing a little bit of Legend of Zelda a few weeks ago on it, and Punch Out, Blades of Steel, Dusty Diamonds All-Star Softball. I could go on. It's just so, yeah. But yeah, still to this day, you gotta blow on the cartridge and blow on the console, and you gotta make sure it's in there just right. And I mean, I wasn't really around when the Nintendo came out. I played it growing up, but I do wonder, like in 1985 or 1986 when it came out, was it as simple as just like popping the